Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Venue Coach, and in today's episode it's Financial Friday, so we're going to focus on some strategies for reducing your operational costs without compromising quality, and I'm going to do that by talking about what we did at our second venue to trim some things down and make sure that we are being very efficient with our money. And so when I'll just dive right in. So when we took over, we had quite a number of people on payroll and full-time staff and things like that. And it's a bigger facility, and we had our manager, maintenance guy, groundskeeper, um, and then all the part-time staff that comes in during the events. And so what we noticed over time was that we needed to revamp the salary structure for our manager, and we needed to take a hard look at what actually was being accomplished on a day-to-day basis. And so we had our groundskeeper, for example. This individual was spending a lot of time um, doing repetitive tasks and things that we didn't feel like it needed as much time as was being spent. And so we started bidding out for contractors to look at doing the same job. Like, we had the list of everything that was being accomplished by this individual, and so we looked at contractors to see if they couldn't do the same level of work for a cheaper monthly rate. And so what we found was that yes, we could indeed find a cheaper alternative, and so we wound up replacing that full-time individual with a contracted help, a groundskeeper. And so we hired a landscaping company, a commercial landscaping company, and they're able to come in and do the job cheaper and still do a really good job. So we didn't sacrifice quality there, but we did find a better solution. And the other piece of that is we also don't have the extra employee, we don't have employee taxes, we don't have anything like that because we're hiring out for a contractor. Let's see. And then as we're going along, I mentioned that we trimmed down, or not trimmed down, we restructured the compensation plan for our manager. So when we started, we were just paying a flat salary, and we realized that our incentives were not aligned properly. So what was happening was the manager was not focused on actually getting more sales and getting more bookings, and really didn't quite seem to care so much about the events being fulfilled well either. And so we realized that the incentives were aligned, we were missing opportunities, there was money being left on the table for sure. And so we restructured it so that we had a good compensation plan and something that would incentivize the manager to not only stay focused this month, but also stay focused all year round, because we have now a lower base salary, a monthly commission structure, and then an annual bonus commission structure as well. And so we just redid that to make it align better. And so that way also, if the manager is not performing well in the sales position, then we weren't paying more than we needed to um, basically at a loss, right? So if your manager isn't selling, if that's their role, so our manager isn't just managing the events, they're managing the whole property, they're doing the sales, that sort of thing. And if they're not selling, then you're paying you're paying them regardless. And so we lowered that fixed cost, and then we pay them based on the amount of sales that they get. And so those are just staffing examples. But the other examples we look at are, what things do we buy on a regular basis? For example, I was actually at a a client's venue, and we were analyzing these very same things, and we found that the cups that they were buying for the bar were like 2 to 3 times more expensive than an equally nice cup that they could get from another distributor. And so they were spending a few $100s a month on cups, and I I just said, hey, have you looked at this place? So just shopping around for those costs, those supply costs that you have going on, um, shop around for those. Try and find, maybe there's a local distributor, Restaurant Depot, Amazon. Just shop around and see if you can't find a cheaper price per unit, which can save you in the long run hundreds or thousands of dollars. And it doesn't make a big impact. So it's shopping around. So I talked about two things here. So one was on the employee wages side. You can definitely be more efficient there if you reevaluate your compensation plans. And then on the supply side, make sure you're shopping around. Make sure you're looking for equal value for less dollars, if that makes sense. So I hope this was helpful for you. And if you do need some help with any of that stuff, let me know. I'm happy to help you out. And we can do a deeper dive into those types of things. I can break it down a bit better. But, anyways, if this was useful for you, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next one.